raise your hand. At the beginning of this dissertation project, I would not have raised my hand. But that's one of the very cool things about academia and dissertations. You can dive into things that you have no idea about. So today on Ramblings, as we're talking about statehoods, I'm introducing my dissertation in general. I'm going to introduce you to one of the case studies, Taiwan. And we'll wrestle through it and see if we can come to some kind of sense about Taiwan. If you already know everything about Taiwan, I'm sorry. Either skip ahead or sit through me rambling for another 4.5 minutes. Taiwan, formerly known as the Republic of China. Formally, not formerly. Sorry, my enunciation is off. So, Taiwan equals the Republic of China, ROC. That is a confusing and complex name. And the history of Taiwan statehood is equally complicated and confusing. The Republic of China, Taiwan, joined the United Nations as a founding member in 1945. And it became one of the 5 permanent members to the Security Council. And then there was the Chinese Civil War, which led to Taiwan, the Republic of China's, losing control of mainland China. And the People's Republic of China, the PRC, took over what we think of now as China. For the next couple of decades, the PRC effectively had control of China, and the ROC, Taiwan, had control of Taiwan, the island that we think of as Taiwan. But the ROC, Taiwan, continued to represent China at the United Nations, Security Council, etc. Yeah, it's a little bizarre. On the 25th of October 1971, the UN General Assembly adopted Resolution 2758, which recognized the People's Republic of China, as what we think of today, as the actual representative to China, to the United Nations for further on, and also as rightful holder of the Security Council seat. So it was not this member is gone and this member is here. It was a transfer of credentials, right? So China has always been the Security Council, and China has always been the member state. It's the shift of government credentials. It's probably the best way to think of it. Taiwan, then, is not a member of the United Nations, and from the UN's legal perspective and accounting perspective, never has been. Even though the ROC was on the Security Council for decades. It's really interesting, actually, to me. Like, I was geeking. I was like, how did I not know these things? So, a lot of countries continue to have formal diplomatic and economic relations with the Republic of China. Others have only informal ones, although these often include de facto embassies, even though they're not explicitly embassies if you don't recognize Taiwan, the Republic of China, as a state. The status of this Taiwan actor is further confused by the fact that the People's Republic of China, proper China as we think of it, has never controlled the territory that we now consider Taiwan. But Taiwan, the Republic of China, continues to claim mainland China as part of its territory. So lots of contestation going on. And certainly between Taiwan and China, back and forth, yada, 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 you know. But also from international scholars and legal activists and advocates. Some say that Taiwan is absolutely a state. Others say that it is legally beyond doubt that it's part of China and that China's sovereignty over Taiwan is completely established. For the most part, the majority of states in the world operate under this kind of deliberate ambiguity, which actually there's a full scholarship around the question of ambiguity in international law and how helpful it is. So, you know, states, it's a very kind of political realist move, right? States carefully maintain beneficial relations with both parties, while not explicitly recognizing Taiwan because they don't want to piss off China, but, you know, also, like, Taiwan's, you know, fun to play with on the playground of economic trade and those kind of things. So UN membership is currently still far beyond Taiwan's grasp, but it is a member of things like the World Trade Organization, the Asian Bank, APEC. So it is quite fully involved in a lot of international and regional organizations, which, as we talked about when we rambled on legal recognition, may be building its claims to statehood. For the most part, it's currently, you know, in this happy little political ambiguity space. Is it a state? Oh,